Hi, my name's Tim, and this is a roundup of all the books I've read in May. So, May was a record breaking month for me. It's the most books I have ever read in a month. In fact, I previously recorded this before I went on holiday. I took the kids to Disneyland Paris, and then I read two more books, so now I need to refilm the video. In total, I read 10 books. 10. It's the most books I've ever read in a month. Um, I haven't got them all here because they're a variety of different formats, but here's a good stack of them. So they weren't all necessarily big boys, um, but actually it's still, just by being 10, it's the most books, most pages I've read in a month as well. So amazing. So this is just a quick roundup. First book I listened to on audio was The Woman Who Rides Like a Man by Tamora Pierce, book 3 in the Lioness Quartet. I gave this 3 stars. The main character, Alana, goes to another kind of kingdom, another country in the world, and sort some stuff out there. We learn a bit more about the magic, but it's very much kind of based on Arab culture. And it's kind of, I gave it 3 stars. It's good. It's a bit throwaway. Doesn't have too much lead back to the overall plot. But yeah, still pretty good. 3 stars. I listened to that on audio. Next was Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall. I gave this book 4 stars. I think it's really interesting. It's about how physical geography has shaped geopolitics. It says 10 maps to tell you everything you need to know about global politics. Um, I gave it's interesting. Some bits are more interesting than others. It's just naturally what my interests are. But one thing is that I think the reason why it's 4 stars and not 5 is the maps. Like, there's a map of the Middle East. Um, they're fine. They're okay. They're not outstanding. Yeah. So that was Prisoners of Geography. Gave that 4 stars. Next is a book I read to the kids. Pokemon Peril. This is set in Ash is in the Orange Islands. So he's just done the Indigo League. Um, this is just like write-ups of the some episodes from the anime. I gave this 2 stars. It's still enjoyable. The kids really liked it. There's a couple of things I noticed. So one of which is there's a couple of mistakes. So one, they say Nidoking is usually grey when Nidoking is not grey. And then another is they talk about Licky Tongue, but they actually have a picture of Licky Licky. Different Pokemon, doesn't count. This Pokemon didn't even exist when this episode came out. So that's why I bumped it down to 2 stars. But overall, a pretty enjoyable read. Kids really liked it. So next was I read The Lioness Rampant, the fourth and final book in the Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce. Again, I gave this one 3 stars. Alana goes off to another kingdom, another place, to find a special item that will help the new king of the land, and then that's in the first half of the book, and the second half of the book, kind of every things come together, and there's a big battle and a big combat and stuff like that. Again, it's I think the first 2 books were the strongest. The central tension in those books is now gone, and the third and fourth are fine. They're still enjoyable. Alana's a great character, so yeah. Um, I gave that 3 stars. The next book I read was Layla and the Blue Fox by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. I don't have that book because I had to give it back to the library. I gave that one 5 stars. It's a great read. It's by Kieran and Tom DeFreston as well. He did the art, and the art is outstanding in it. Really well formatted, really beautiful. But the book is about how animals, this little Arctic fox, can cross borders, and it doesn't know about them. It just needs to go looking for food and for family, whilst Layla is also looking for family but can't because of pieces of paper that say she can't go to places. So, really, really good book. I think everyone should read it. It's 5 stars from me for that. Next, I read Poor Unfortunate Soul by Serena Valentino. This is the third book in the Villains series. I just have to do the Two Face thing again. Look at that. I gave this 1 star because you look at the cover. It's called Poor Unfortunate Soul. It's got Ursula on the back. You got Vanessa. Is it about Ursula? No. It's about the characters called the Odd Sisters and another character called Princess Tulip that the writers made up to kind of tie this villain universe together. And it's not about Ursula at all. One thing as well that I forgot to put in my review was Ursula attacks Ipswich at the beginning of the book, and I'm like, Ipswich is kind of on a river. It's not really by the coast. I didn't think Ipswich was. I wouldn't count Ipswich as a coastal town, so I don't know why you picked Ipswich. But anyway, it's very short. It's very light, but it's not about Ursula enough. Ursula's a cool character, and we don't see enough of her. So that's why it was 1 star for me. Just expectations weren't there. Next, I read Journey to the Centre of the Earth by Jules Verne. Oh, that cover's so good. I gave this 4 stars. It's an enjoyable old science romance from like the 1860s. I think this was written. The science makes no sense, but one thing that I did not expect to really like about it was that I didn't kind of even know was that the main character Axel doesn't want to go. He really doesn't want to go, and he's like quite reluctant the whole time. And I found that really funny. He almost reminded me of Rincewind from Discworld. Like just wanted to run away from everything all the time. In fact, my favorite part of the book was there's like this cipher that they need to solve, and Axel solves it, but then doesn't tell anybody because if he solves it, then they have to go, and he doesn't want it to go. Anyway, so I read that, and that was very funny. And then we went on holiday on Eurostar to Disneyland Paris, and I thought, well, I'm not going to read anything more. And then my wife bought me this book, D&D Dungeon Academy: No Humans Allowed, by Madeline Rue, and the art by Tim Probert. This is definite middle grade child fiction, but there's cool artwork in here. You know, there's a bum getting hit with a frying pan. And I'll film a separate review for this because I think this is really good. I gave this 4 stars. It's about what if you have a school for D&D monsters, so learning how to attack adventurers. So like one of the teachers is a demi-lich, and it's full of D&D monsters, not just fantasy ones, but proper D&D ones. There's beholders, bugbears, kobolds, mimics, slard, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I read this on the train while my son was playing his tablet, and I was being a very attentive parent. Maybe not. And then the 10th and final book I read was on my phone. Oh, I missed one. The comics app was X-Men: The Dark Phoenix Saga. I had it downloaded on my comics app, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. It's over the top, it's bombastic, it's galactic, it's cosmic, it's powerful. I get why it's so famous. It's amazing. I gave that 5 stars. I could see exactly the tragedy of it all. And there was one other thing that I haven't got on my list, but I did read, was another comics book, another graphic novel, was Winter Soldier: The Longest Winter. It was about Bucky Barnes and Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, going and trying to find the other remaining Winter Soldiers. A bit like the film Captain America: Civil War. What they think the plan is, what they think the bad guy's plan is. That's kind of what the plot of this story is. And I thought I gave that 4 stars. I thought it was really good, engaging. I just wanted a bit more of it. So yeah, so 10 books. I've only got 5 here, but 10 books. Some audio, some on my phone, some graphic novels, 1 from the library, and these 5. So yeah, what a month! May 2023. 10 books. Thanks.